everybody, it's Somewhat Girly here, and you may be wondering, based on the title of this video, what in the world is going on. I'm about to explain that while I put some stuff in this new container that I bought from Walmart. The school supplies are out, you guys already know that. So I bought this because I have markers and whatnot over there that I have too many of things and I need to move them around a bit. So I also have to figure out where to put this. That's going to be off camera. The reason for this video, alright, just a reminder that I am visually impaired, so I cannot see fine details without the zoom on the camera and my reader glasses. But being that I'm not actually opening anything, I'll be putting stuff in the places. It doesn't really matter, but I always like talk about that. If you haven't noticed by now, it's mild. But I have peeling skin and various, I mean, like, it's really not that prevalent, like unless you get really close. But the past couple of weeks have been worse, and I felt like it was something not to put on camera. So any videos I had uploaded were earlier ones. I'm about to talk about what happened and what's been happening. I mean, like, I don't know if it's something to talk about, if you guys are interested in this, but I wanted to at least tell you what's been going on. So first things first, I'm really sorry about my posting schedule. Things happen, of course. About a month ago or so, before any of this happened, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, but thankfully they caught it when it was really small. Let's see here. I'm going to knock everything over while I'm looking for a pencil that has an eraser. Oh, hold on. Because some people don't know the size of them or whatever. But it was about the size of this. About the size of the tip, like, you know, the diameter, there we go, of the pencil eraser. They caught it before it was able to move or anything like that or get any bigger. She had her surgery already, and she's currently going through a radiation, not chemo. Thankfully, it was small enough and did not spread far enough that they think radiation is going to be fine for her. That's a lot of the reason why a lot of the videos have not been posted, or some of the ones that were normally being posted have kind of tapered off a bit. I have some videos left on my phone that won't come off for some reason when I attach them to the computer, so I'm still trying to figure that out, because there's at least 2 videos with Julia in them, my best friend, that I have not been able to pull off yet because of thinking of other things. Why am I telling you guys in the universe about, you know, my issues with that? Because, you know, sometimes people want to know, and I understand that. My mom is fine. She's doing well. She's not even tired. She thought she was going to get super tired and she wasn't going to be able to come over and do things, but she's perfectly fine, and we've been hanging out pretty regularly. I may change positions of, like, the markers and stuff. Like, do I want them there, or do I want them in the back where it's taller? Also, now onto the hands thing. And also, if you see, like, any peeling skin there. On the 17th of last month, I had to go to the hospital. Because earlier that week, my mom, who had gone to a clinic to talk about a consultation about her surgery, okay, she went there and it was attached to an urgent care. I had what I thought was either an earache, a sinus infection, something to do with my face. Something to do with my face. And I was like, okay, well, we are going to need to take care of this issue. Whatever issue this may be. So I went into urgent care. They looked in my ears. They looked in my throat. And they're like, yeah, you seem a little congested. No tests. And up until this point, I had had no interactions with certain antibiotics. Any of the psyllin family. I have not had any like bad things. But there's something that happened to me while I was in the hospital like 6 years ago that kind of makes more sense now that I know that. Let's see here. what do I want to put in here next? There's so much space and I'm like, what do I want to put in here? So they gave me amoxicillin, which, if you know, is in part of the psyllin family. I could put like all the stuff that I don't use back here, just to like have a place for it. That'd be cool. Because like I have a whole container of pencils back here that's kind of hiding. That's over. It's my chicken butt thing. It's got chicken butt on it. Too many ums. Anyway, they gave me amoxicillin. What had happened is I took one pill. Just one. It's a squishy. Isn't that fun? Best friend Julie gave me that and that. More ums, I'm sorry. It's kind of a little bit like, makes me feel anxious to talk about it a little, even though it was a month ago. Well, I took one pill and I was supposed to take, I think, 2 a day. And squishy carrot. I took one pill and I was on the computer doing my thing. You know, that thing you do. These are all from ChitChat, by the way, except for like the novelty ones. And I was scratching my arms, but like, you know, dry skin, it's the summer, you're in air conditioning, you can't do anything about it. So put the pens up here. I didn't think anything of it until I went to get up. Now, I'm allergic to rubber, pure rubber. And apparently the stuff, neoprene, I'm also apparently allergic to that. And I have a cushion on my chair and I have a cover over it, but sometimes the cover slips. And when I got up, my whole lower back, right before the start of my tailbone, was so itchy and felt so bad. And I'm just like, what in the world is going on here? And it felt like a sunburn. Like I had gotten a really bad sunburn on my back. And I scratched the living end out of it. And I was like, whatever, right? The next day it had gotten worse. It moved up my back on the right-hand side. And suddenly I was scratching everywhere. No visible signs of anything yet that I could see, but my back apparently was very red from not just scratching, but just red. Now I have to stem. Sorry. So I said to Turtle, David, you guys have heard me call him like both, that I think maybe it might be a good idea for me to get Benadryl or something. I thought the week previous when I'd gone to my retina doctor, which I'm the youngest one there by 40 some years, that I'd caught something from the other clients. I thought actually that I'd gotten shingles, but when I looked up the symptoms of what was going on, when finally the new one cropped up, I was like, oh, that's not shingles. So the new one was I was completely covered in what I call hives, but they weren't hives because they didn't pop or blister. They just were bumps everywhere. Everywhere. Back of my hands, all the way at my arms. They were on my chest, they were on my stomach, they were on my legs, all the way down almost to like where my socks would start. And I wear like tall socks. But it was everywhere. And there was nothing I could do about it because, you know, they weren't pimples, they weren't blisters, they didn't pop. So I was like, okay, I need Benadryl. I've got maybe allergic reaction. Now, granted, at this point, I did not take another one of those pills because that was the only thing new besides me going to the doctor. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't take them. I don't know why. My brain was like telling me, don't take any more of those pills. So I was like, fine, brain, let's do this. Let's not take these pills. I got the Benadryl, and they started to work great the first 2 days. They would last almost a full 4 hours until I had to take another one. And then I would take another one, and the itching would stop, and it wouldn't be as bad, but I was still red and stuff. And I was taking multiple showers trying to cool down my skin, because I was also, my skin was so hot. It was like I was on fire. Like I had a deep sunburn. So it got to the point, though, by the end of the week, by the 17th, okay, that the pills would only last about 20 minutes. They would only be 20 minutes, and then I would be in agony for 3 hours until I could take another pill. We even bought the extra strength ones right before, like the Friday before, the day that I went to the hospital, and nothing. And I had woke up super early Saturday morning. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, I think. And I was upset. I was crying, and I was like, look, I just can't. Now, I don't call emergency numbers for nothing. I don't go to the hospital unless I'm forced to. Not because of any like weird trauma or something like that. It's just I don't want to go, because also ambulances are expensive, if you didn't know that, here in the United States, which I have not gotten that bill yet, and I'm a little worried about it. But I actually called the emergency line, and I tried to stay calm, because when I cry, you can't hear what I'm saying. It's bad. It's ugly crying. So I tried to keep calm, and I told them, and they actually asked me how old I was. And when I said I was, the age that I am, which is very, very old, the ladies on the phone was just like, oh, because like apparently depending on my tone of voice, I don't sound old. So she thought this was a young child or a teenager or a young person upset on the phone. And I'm like, no, I'm so old. So I went in the ambulance. I get there, and they are livid when they find out that I was not given any tests to find out what was actually wrong with me before I was given the amoxicillin. So they're mad. They decide to give me a super dose of Benadryl and give me some steroids. And I immediately felt relief. Like almost within a couple of seconds or so, I immediately found relief. I'm going to put my glues in here. Wonder if they'll all fit. Because they're always falling down over here, and they're falling behind there. Watch, I'll knock one down. You guys will see it. It'll be great. Well, I thought I was going to knock one back, but okay. So I went to the hospital. They gave me that, and they're like, you had a severe allergic reaction, and luckily you didn't get to the point where you had anaphylactic, which, if you didn't know, is where your throat closes and you can't breathe. So I was lucky for that, at the very least. These are not going to fit in there. Okay. Nah, it's not going to fit in there, but that one will. Okay, so we're going to put that one in there, because then, I can start using them. So anyway, at this point, I did have symptoms of stuff coming towards my face. My face was numb. It was numb all the way up to my lips. My tongue was numb. I couldn't taste anything. I couldn't eat things properly. Like, I could eat, but like I couldn't taste. So like, there's that. And when you can't taste, like it's not an enjoyable experience for anybody. When you can't experience the joy of like food and stuff like that. So I had the steroids for a week, and towards the last 2 days of taking them, I started to develop, like, my skin started to really badly peel. It was worse than this. It was everywhere. It was all over the back of my hands. Like, the first thing it did first, actually, was on the tips of my fingers. Like, I was like a snake. It started here and started coming down my hands. It was all over my skin, everything. Like, it was peeling so bad everywhere. The itching, thankfully, had stopped. The best part is like the steroids had also cleared up my face, but there was a side effect to them I didn't know about. And that is they could damage my eyes already that were already damaged, like my retinas. Now, it's not that probably won't happen to people who have normal eyes, But anybody who has any eye condition that has to do with their retinas, it's possible that it could set them back. Thankfully, though, you know, long story short with that part was nothing happened to my eyes. My doctor was actually really surprised. My eye doctor. No, that's a stamp. I'm going to keep that there. I'm going to keep these little novelty things in here because they keep falling over on me like all the time. So I might put the eraser back up there though, because like, yeah, nope, that's got to stay flat. My one Coptic marker. Honestly, the only reason why I did end up going to the hospital was not just because of the sheer panic of the itching and not knowing what's wrong with me, but I did look it up, like any sort of interactions with amoxicillin, and there were allergic reactions in some people. Now, I thought I hadn't been allergic to penicillin because I completely thought I had it before. But things change during your life. You can be not allergic to something for the very longest of times, and then suddenly you are severely allergic to it to a point where you have to go to the hospital. So there's that. So that, like I said, that happened about a month ago, and I'm still, it doesn't matter how much I scrub. It's going to keep happening. And this is the reason why I didn't want to do any videos, especially when it was at its worst, because, you know, I don't know if, like, not necessarily that no one needs to see that kind of thing, because, you know, it's a part of me and it should be, like, you know, a part of my online world, but I don't want to upset anybody or cause them to be upset or, like, at all, or angry because I can't do videos. Like, I mean, it's bad enough that sometimes I have, like, those little peelies on the back of my fingers because I've got dry skin. But I didn't want to upset anybody. And I think, though, that me not doing videos might have been a little upsetting to some, not to everybody. I mean, I love all 102 of you currently, each and every one of you that have been following me. I'm so glad that I've been able to get that many followers. It really is exciting for me to be able to have that many followers. I never, like, when I first started, I thought I was going to have 10. And, like, a couple of those were people I knew. But, yeah, so that in a nutshell is what happened to me, and the reason why there has been a very low posting schedule. I think also because of that and my mom's diagnosis that I had been a little on the depressed side, and I couldn't muster up the energy. I could kind of feel myself in the last couple of videos, the energy was dipping, so I was like, maybe I should cool it a little bit. I really should have done something before this to be able to let you all know what was going on. So that way you were aware of the situation, but something was stopping me and I don't know what. I'm really sorry about that. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm not really sure I made any space by putting all that stuff in there. It just looks like I took it from the spaces that were conveniently containing it. Hold on, let me see if I can angle this. Yeah, see, like, the spaces that were containing it now are empty, and I'm just like, well, now I got more space to put more stuff in. It's funny. But there is the end of the video, and I did the thing that I wanted to do. I talked to you guys, and I filled up this container. And now I'll try to figure out where to put it. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Oh, I just hiccuped, I'm sorry. So I will be posting more videos soon. Last month's sticky videos came extremely late. They had shipping issues, so I have those two. Then the ones for this month already came, so I have those two. Inku hasn't showed up yet. I'm still waiting for that. It should have already showed up here. Unless I already uploaded it and didn't realize it. I don't know. And Ipsy's paused. So as soon as I can get those other videos off my phone that have to do with Julia from months ago, they will be up too. So stay tuned for all of that. And I hope that you all have a great day. And I hope that your lives are going a lot better than mine has been. Or my mom's has been. And I hope you're having a great summer. I will see you in my next video, okay?